Hey everybody, how's it going? Hey, thanks for being here. Thanks for clicking on the video. As always, we absolutely appreciate it. So today we got a highly requested and I think anticipated video. We're going to take you out through the channel of Manistee, out onto the big lake. And we're going to show you how to set your downriggers and your high divers and your low divers without any tangles. How to set them, retrieve them, and reset them after if you got to change a bait or a lure, or if you get a fish on and then you got to reset. So I think you're going to enjoy this. Stick around. Let's get to it. Alright, so today we're going to be covering that deployment of the high diver, low diver, and rigger rod. That's what we're going to cover here on the port side today. Now we're going to be running the high diver, like I said, a low diver, and that rigger. We're going to show you how to get these out there without tangles. We're going to show you how to bring them back in and how to reset them. Say like if your low diver goes off, you need to get it back out to the spread. So we're going to start with the high diver. Whenever I start, if I'm tournament fishing, charter, or just out fun fishing, this is where I start, with my high diver. And I know while I'm doing this, my side's port side, I know over on starboard side, Jim's doing the same thing. We're getting these things out cleanly and pretty quickly. So I got my high diver all set up already. I got a meat rig out there on the back. I'm going to zero my counter. Oh, I got to reset my diver first. I got my counter zeroed. I'm going to set that out. Got my rod holder set up and ready. So put that in my high diver holder. I'm going to close the bail, and then I'm going to back that drag off until it just starts paying out slow. Now I can control its depth now, its descent, and also it gives it the opportunity, if that thing goes by a fish on its way down, maybe you might get a strike on that as it's being deployed. So I'm not going to go real far on this. And you don't want it to go too fast, just an easy, steady payout of the line. While that's going, I'm grabbing my rigger rod. I'm setting the rigger rod out next. I'm going to go about 25 foot back on my rigger. I'm going to check this constantly. I'm about 65. No, I want to go to about 120 on that. My rigger's ready to go. And my rigger's going down. Going back here to my rigger station. I come back here and check my high diver. I'm still like about 80 some feet. It's paying out nice and even. And grab my low diver. Check my high diver at about 110. I'm going to stop it right there. So I got my high diver out, I got my rigger out, low diver's going out next. Just running a simple flasher fly here. I don't like running double swivels. If I got a swivel on the front end, I normally take it right off. I just use the swivel that's right on my leader for my Dipsy diver. Now for this boat, the transom doesn't drop away sharply. It's a little bit more sloped out. So we have to deploy the old fling it method, which works pretty good. Sometimes it's a little tricky. And now my low diver's ready to go. I'm just reeling up the slack. Zero my counter. And all I'm doing is I'm taking that low diver and I'm just going to find the spot right behind the downrigger. And I'm going to keep my thumb though right on that spool to give it good pressure as it's going. Set it into my rod holder. Now I'm going to close that bail again. Let my drag go. And now that's deploying out. So I'm not going to have any tangles now between my high diver, my low diver, and my rigger. That's going to go back to about where I want it. Say I want it out 100 feet this time. While that's going, I can start grabbing my lead core and my copper lines, and I can start getting those deployed. Okay, so now we're going to simulate that we just had a bite on the high diver. The fish has come in, and now the high diver needs to get redeployed back out into the lake. Now this is the most common problem that I've seen in the past. How do we get that high diver out around that low diver, out around that downrigger without getting any tangles? And this actually perplexed me for quite a few years until I started fishing with some people that are a lot smarter than I am and showed me some real easy ways to do things. So I need to get this thing around my low diver, first and foremost. What's the easiest way to do that? Move the low diver. I'm just going to pick that low diver up. Move it right over to the other side of the boat. Now it's clear out of my way. It's not getting tangled in my downrigger. I know that. It's too far out to the side. And it leaves me that whole port side open now that I can get this high diver out. So here's my high diver going out. And again, we have to use the old wing it method here in this boat to get it away from the transom. Just send that out. Make sure it's not going anywhere near my low diver. Reset my Dipsy. I can see my low divers right there. I can see the wire. I know exactly where I don't want to go. I can see my downrigger. And I have this whole side open now to send out that high diver. I'm going to thumb that spool again to keep tension on it. That's going to keep that diver working away from the boat and diving down. I'm going to put that right back into my rod holder. Close that bail again. Loosen up the drag, and that's going to start deploying on its own. When I get out to what I think is a safe distance, and the safe distance in this point, or in this part, is going to be maybe 75 to 100 feet, I can just bring that low diver right back over to its rightful place right here. Okay, I'm at 75 feet. I know that's pretty safe. You want to slowly move this back over so you don't trip that low diver. As long as you go nice and slow, you shouldn't have any problems. Right back into its holder. Tighten up my drag. And now that high diver has been redeployed. It's back in the water column. It's not tangled up in the low diver. It's not tangled up in the downrigger. Everything's clean. You're good to go. Okay, so now to redeploy the low diver, it's nothing different than what I showed you in the initial deployment. Downrigger's already in, high diver's already in. It's again just taking that diver and just bringing it right along to the back side of that downrigger, a little bit outside of that, letting that go into the water, keeping that thumb on that spool so it stays out and down, and it's going back down where it should be. Downrigger's no different. Downrigger, if that thing goes off, you don't have to do anything other than just set it right back down to where it's at right here. You're not going to be getting tangled into the low, and you're not going to be getting tangled into the high because they're already working out and away from the boat. So that pretty much covers how to get divers and downriggers out without tangles. I guarantee you right now I don't have a tangle down here because we use the right method to get these things where they need to be. But if anybody has any questions or anything that they want further explained in more detail, maybe how we store or stow our downrigger rods or our Dipsy diver rods, diver leads, anything like that, leave them in the comments below. We're happy to go back out and do another video or just talk about things in the comments. That's where we get most of the Q&A done, right there in the comments. We get a lot of great people all the time asking me some really great questions. And that's really, there's nothing to be embarrassed about asking questions. We all started someplace. And any one of you watching this can go out here and do this method and not have any problems with getting the rigger rod out, the diver rods out. I know there's been a lot of people say, hey, I don't like the idea of running two divers because it's a little intimidating. I don't know how to get them, keep them from being tangled. Well, that right there, that method that I just showed you, that's going to keep you from getting tangled. You can go out now and comfortably and confidently run two divers, get more things out in your spread, more lures out there, get more fish in the boat. So again, thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below. If there's anything else, like I said, that you want re-explained or further explained, happy to do it for you. Again, thanks.